Anyway, let's move on to Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2, I do like this film,
How long have we done this for?
So I really like Spider-Man 2, and I like how it shows how Spider-Man is having an effect on Peter's life. Because it genuinely feels real, I don't know. The film feels like how real life would be like with a Spider-Man in New York, and I like how...
Do you have any problems with the twist?
I only one, and I did explain. So, I know, very tiny anyways, I even came up with a reason why.
Was it the line?
Yeah, just Harry's acting on the funeral scene not being as right. But even then, I kind of have a reason for it anyway, so I can forgive it. So, Spider-Man 2. What can I say about it? I love how it explores Peter's life, how much he's... This is the film where I start to see why MJ is starting to not like Peter as much though, because Peter already rejected her. MJ is living a dream, she's trying to move on, but Peter is still, like, Peter regrets his decision. He's just, like, his life is miserable now. He wants to be with MJ so badly, and he hates himself for saying no. And that's why he keeps coming back, trying to win back, MJ, and he said Amy for some reason. And it just... I don't know. It's great, really.
Yeah.
Once again, this is a film where I think Spider-Man 2.1 is better. It's like a version with more with the deleted scenes added in, and it makes it even better.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Hell, it even makes the fighting scenes longer and better.
So nice, Spider-Man so much.
Same, it's so fucking good.
Doc Ock's amazing.
Doc Ock, yeah. I will say though, it is kind of his fault for Rosie dying and everything, because he doesn't really have protection for people in the experiment that much. Of course, I see why. He genuinely didn't believe anything bad would happen at all. And I get that. Doc Ock is someone who doesn't really think ahead much. He's scientific and smart, but he's arrogant. He believes what he's doing is right and he won't be wrong. I get that. He's basically Eggman. Hey, that's true.
I mean, Eggman.
He is great, and once again, he's like Peter. Think about it now. Okay, think about this, right? Now listen up. Throughout the film, Peter is someone who's failing in college. He doesn't have the love of his life, and he hates his life right now. He wants to be a great scientist with MJ, but he can't have that. But Doc Ock has that. Doc Ock is an amazing scientist. He has billions of dollars with Oscorp, and he has Rosie, the love of his life. And he was successful in university. Doc Ock is everything Peter wants to be, which is why Doc Ock becomes Peter's inspiration instantly, which makes it even more sad when Doc Ock becomes evil. Which is probably another reason why Spider-Man just gives up halfway through the film. He's just like, oh, fucking hell, I give up with life. And he's just like, I just need to focus on myself and just make my life better. And I don't blame him in this film, like, I really don't. Peter had to spend, like, 2 years of torture, like, constant torture. Like, he regretted his decision with MJ for 2 years. He was failing in college, but he still chooses to be Spider-Man out of obligation and responsibility. It reinforces the message from the first film perfectly. It is a bit of a retread, to be honest. I do think Harry has done better in the film as well. Spider-Man 2 is great, even if it is kind of the same story as the first film again, but it's still a great two-parter. I don't know if I like it more than Spider-Man 1. I think it's kind of on the same level for me.
I like the first one more.
And I see 100% why.
It doesn't mean the second one's bad. I mean, the second one's a masterpiece as well. Do you think it's a masterpiece?
Spider-Man 1, yeah.
No, me too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Spider-Man 2 has better directing and filmmaking stuff, but on a story, it's kind of the same as the first film again, just done in a different way to be a sequel. That is true.
I do like him using powers and stuff.
Yeah, and that's a result of his stress.
Also, are we going to talk about the epic fights?
Oh no, Spider-Man 2 honestly has my favourite fight scenes in any superhero film, with probably only a few fights from the MCU beating it for me. Well, probably not beating it, but at least being near it. Spider-Man 2, honestly, probably the train fight and that bank fight are my favourite fights in any superhero film. The only thing I kind of feel like, well, it's not really a fair comparison to be honest, but I really like the hallway Daredevil fight, but I don't know. Spider-Man 2 is just so great.
I wish there was another
Hmm?
I wish there was another villain.
True, but would it really add anything? Like,
Um,
do you mean like a villain for like the beginning, like a funny villain for Spider-Man to fight? Maybe the film,
would have been cool.
yeah, just have it with a scene where, you know, I know how that could have easily happened. You know the scene where Spider-Man is like late to MJ's play? The reason why he's late is because Shocker is robbing a bank and Spider-Man has to kick his ass and he's like, oh god damn it,
I
I'm
don't know
late.
about a bank because Doc Ock does that.
Good point, good point. Just a store then or something. Or maybe he's getting away in a getaway vehicle.
Get away, submarine, Eggman.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just make it where Shocker is in a van and he's driving away trying to escape and then Spider-Man's chasing after him and Shocker starts shooting the Shocker gauntlets at him and then they fight in the street. How about that?
I've got Bob and Sparky. Can you beat that?
At the same time, it's not really needed, it would just be cool, I guess. It's just... Overall though, Spider-Man 1 is just... Spider-Man 2 is great because it reinforces the themes of the first film and continues the story. It continues every character naturally, and I really like Doc Ock. Even if Doc Ock is kind of like, his plan isn't really that smart, because he should have known that his plan would have just failed again and New York would be destroyed, but I get it though. He's been fueled by anger, vengeance, and his own ego, and that is accurate to his character in the comics. He doesn't really think things through much. He just genuinely believes that he's correct about everything. Jesus, really?
Yeah, I think we've done it since 6.
Wow.
So we could actually do like a long ass live stream. We could do it.
This would make a perfect live stream.
I'm just ranking the entire MCU, and it's taking this long.
So, yeah, Spider-Man 2 is another S tier for me.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's not.
I honestly don't know if I like it more than Spider-Man 1, though. I think it might be on the same level for me. I don't know. Spider-Man 1 though invokes a bigger emotion out of me though, so I don't know if that's just nostalgia, but I don't know.